let's see what she does. We'll launch it from 25 kilometers an hour. Not bad. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. If you've been keeping up, you know the Stop the Hop kit is finally installed. We got the starter kit all on there, so unfortunately we had a bit of rain after that. It's been dry for the last day, so time to get out, give her a little test. I'll let you know my first impressions. So let's get out there and see how she runs. Like I said, we got the Steeda Stop the Hop kit installed. It's the starter version. They do have an ultimate version as well, but I'm not that far into it yet. And after I installed it, it was raining, unfortunately, for about a week. I installed it last weekend. So I do have a little bit of drive time with it. Just your average driving, not anything too crazy, but Steeda always pushes the no NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness. I think it is. Could be wrong, but they always say for all their products you don't get any of that. You won't have any squeaking or squealing, clunking, vibration, noise, anything like that. And that's 100% right. I haven't had any of that. It rides just the same as it always has. You don't feel anything unless you give her a little bit. And one part that I noticed is just today on this little cruise, when I was going onto the highway, there's a big loop to go around onto the highway. I drive that way quite a bit to work, and I noticed some people that have powerful cars or any sort of car with a bit of muscle, when you're going and you're feeling like you're going to go full Mustang, you can kind of feel the back end slightly lose it. If you're smart, you let off. If you're dumb, you crash into the wall. But you let off. With this kit now, I noticed coming around, it's planted just a little bit more. And it feels, I don't know, it's like a sixth sense kind of deal. It feels just a little bit like you're more planted and you're not gonna have to let off. Like you can make it around the corner. Not that it, this wheels and tires are all the same. It's not that I have more grip necessarily, it's just everything is slightly stiffer in the back, and while moving you can definitely tell the difference coming around corners and stuff. And then for the driving part of it, a lot of people in the comments that I've read on other videos have said, do you really feel the wheel hop? Because it's a stop the hop kit, it's supposed to stop it, and it's not too bad on the road. You didn't feel it that much until you put this kit on. Now when you give it a good little launch, it's not that it's completely gone, but it's almost, and one guy told me this when I started installing the other parts. I was talking to him and he said it almost feels like the car has more horsepower. Now at the time I was thinking, what do you mean, does it feel like it has more horsepower? But once you get the kit on, it kind of does, because when you're driving and now you launch it, before you would get the wheel hop, it wasn't too bad on the street. Like I said, on the track it's a lot worse because you got the sticky surface. But on the street you did kind of get the chirp as you were going. And now what I mean by the more horsepower thing is when I go to boot it, it just burns the tires off. It's not that it's hopping anymore. The power is just put down exactly like it's supposed to do with this kit, and you're just gone. So in the next, I don't know, soon I'll have to be getting wider tires, especially if we tune it pretty soon. 2,000 subscribers, we're tuning the car. I'm gonna have to start saving up for some new wheels and tires as well, because clearly these ones aren't gonna be up to snuff for any more sort of power added to the car. So having driven the car for a week or so, and now I've had a day, it was sunny yesterday, I was driving around, but I've had a day of it kind of in the drier weather. I'm gonna say for the people that are street racing their car, I don't know if this is really gonna help you that much, because you're moving, your higher speeds. It does plant it slightly better. Like if you're wanting every little bit, of course this is gonna help you. But I would say for the most part, it's right off the line from a dead stop if you're gonna be drag racing, or maybe you do that type of stuff on the street even. I don't know what you're doing, but this will definitely help you. But like I say, up top when you're cruising and you're already moving, your car doesn't need to bite that hard. You're already in movement, but you definitely do feel it once these cars get out of the way. I'll show you what I mean. Of course, it's hard to pick it up in the video, but we'll throw her in there just so you get the whole little, you know, first rundown, first feel of the car, my opinion on the kit and all that. Alright, now like I said, when you're cruising, the whole more horsepower thing is when you put it to the floor. She just right to the ground, puts the power down, and away you go. Where before, like we were cruising at a little bit of a slower speed there before I launched it. It was around 50-ish kilometers an hour. And before, if you were to boot it, you still got a little bit of slip, where now when you're moving, it just hooks and goes. So that's what I mean, where if you're street racing your car, this will definitely take over for that little bit. Of course, if you're higher up in the speeds and all that, it's gonna make it a little bit less of a difference, because the faster you go, the easier it is to pick up more speed type. Well, kind of, sort of. But anyways, for that portion of it, and then from a stop, luckily we got a little stop sign here. Traffic, of course. Okay, now from a stop, better than it was before the kit went on, because before it would just kind of chirp and then you would just spin and slowly pick up speed, where now you can hear it was squealing them, which is never done before now. I don't launch the car too often. I'm not huge on just driving around randomly, you know, flooring it from stop sign to stop sign. That's not what floats my boat. But when I'm out testing, which stay tuned because we are going to be testing the times, that'll be coming out pretty quick, I do like to open her up, and that never used to happen. The other thing you have to realize is when I launch it, whoever has the 10 or 80, you know, like the 4 to 5, 5 to 6, up and down, really harsh on the shifts. You get a little bit of a jolt and everything. And when you look at the dash, when it's shifting now, when you switch over in between those gears, the little traction control light actually blinks at you. So the car's hooking so well that it's actually spinning the tires in between gears, which I thought was pretty impressive. That's showing you that it is putting the power down a lot more. And that's what I mean by I'm going to have to get some wider tires on this thing pretty quick here, because it's just not holding the car down anymore. I was recently just giving my buddy's car a little test drive. We installed a few things on his car as well, and he has the 2019 GT as well, but it's the non-performance pack. It's just the base wheels and tires setup. It's 20s, and I believe it's 255s all around. I could be wrong, 255 or 265 maybe. But what I noticed on his, when I did a launch just like we did here, we would be shifting way up top, like 100 plus kilometers an hour, and you can feel the car starting to give out a little bit, which I actually let off on his car because I was thinking like, what the heck is going on here? But I would say if you got a base car, for sure, just because the tires are a little bit skinnier, if you throw this kit on, obviously mine spins with the 275, so full out, you're not gonna, it could even make it worse possibly because you'll stick too well. But full out, especially at higher speeds like that, you don't want to be, you know, losing traction 100 plus kilometers an hour. It's super dangerous. So if you throw this kit on there, like I said, when you're moving, of course it's easier to grip. The car doesn't have all the force behind it to get it moving. But with this on there, I'm sure it would help just plant the power a little better, even with the smaller tires on there. And then you won't have too much of an issue anymore. I know he did order the kit, so I'll have more experience on it once we get that on his car. I'll let you guys know how that turns out. But for sure, I recommend base models or anything. This kit does go on the 2015 and up. Make sure you order this kit because it's 100% worth it. So the point of the kit is to stiffen up the back a little bit. It holds everything in place so you don't get too much movement on hard launches. I know everything's like snap steel and rubber back there. So when you really give her a good boot, everything kind of shuffles with the IRS suspension. So the point of this kit is just to kind of stiffen it all up. And it definitely does. It's not like a bad stiffness, not a bad stiffness in the back. It's not like it gives it a harsh ride or anything like that. It just plants it, and it's hard to explain through a video. But if you happen to have somebody that maybe has a Mustang and it's installed and yours doesn't have it, just ask them to test drive it, because a lot of the, like I said earlier, a lot of the people out there are like, well, you know, it's a brand new car, good suspension, I don't have any issues in mine. But I didn't really have too big of an issue with the wheel hop either. But you don't realize how big of a difference this kit makes until you put it on your car. So if you don't want to spend the money, maybe you're a little up in the air about it, just find somebody that has it. If you live in the lower mainland somewhere, that's where I am, Vancouver, BC. If you want to test it, come out, I'll give you a little ride, and you'll be ordering the kit in no time because it makes a huge difference. It's hard to explain. Another note is the kit is not made just for the car to go in a straight line. I know that's mostly the stuff that I do. I'm not big on the track. We don't have a track here to begin with, but we do have a lot of windy roads. So when you're out there, and how I notice this is because I take the same way to work every day, and I get on the highway. We got a big loop, like I mentioned in the video earlier, getting onto the highway. So I know, okay, usually I take that corner or the loop around 70k. If I'm giving her, I can do it about 70k. And that's with, like, you know, you're not struggling with the wheel to keep it on the road or anything. And the other day when I was going around there, I could hit her just above 80. And it felt the same. Like, it wasn't, I could have gone faster. Same with before the kit, I could have went a little faster, but then it's more, you know, you got to pay attention what you're doing. I'm talking just normal cruising. When I was taking the corner, you can just turn and she bites and you just carve the corners like there's no big issue, and away you go. So if you're going on a racetrack, really high speeds, you can take a lot of the big corners and stuff like that. Highly recommended this goes on the car. And if you're, you know, maybe you live somewhere, you got a lot of back roads, you just go through the winding roads, you want to carve the corners, go out on a Sunday drive, have a good time, you will definitely be enjoying this kit on your car. Alright, let's see what she does. We'll launch it from 25 kilometers an hour. Not bad. Well guys, that'll wrap it up for this video. Like I said, I just wanted to get out, give you guys a little first impressions video of the kit. I did have it on for a week, like I said, but it's been pouring rain, so this is really the first chance I've had to come out with some dry pavement and test her out. We're running very low on fuel, so I'm going to go fill up, and then either tonight or tomorrow I will take the car out and we're going to test out the 0 to 60s. We're going to do all the modes. It is a performance pack car. They got all the modes in here, so we're going to do track, sport, and then we got just drag and normal mode. If you want, I can always do the snow and rain mode, but we'll probably leave that one out. But for now, thanks for watching. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe. I'm doing all this just to show you guys how it works and if you can really improve a car, and it gives myself a little bit of a baseline before we end up tuning the car, which is at 2,000 subscribers. So if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed yet, please, like I said, give a subscribe, share the video, let all your friends know. The more that keep watching, the more the channel will grow and the more can be added to the car. So thanks for watching this one, and stay tuned.